Good morning, folks. This is Jeff at Wickedoil.com, your local Amsoil dealer in Madison, Tennessee. It is April 28th, 2024, about 6:12 in the morning. I wanted to do hopefully a quick review of this device or devices that I purchased for foreskin restoration. I have a couple of other videos that I made a couple of years ago, just kind of showing a little progress, what I'm trying to do and stuff like that. So I'll dig them up and put a link down, if you care to check those out and find out the history of whatever. Anyway, I was originally going to buy a TLC. Well, they have different items. The first word that comes to mind is TLC Tugger, to help stretch the skin around my penis to restore my foreskin. And long story short, I read their website over and over again, and I've looked at several other companies, and I'm not saying I couldn't make heads nor tails of it, but it's just, I don't know, it just kind of turned into blah, 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 blah. And I couldn't seem to make a decision on which item I wanted, and I didn't really understand the different aspects of stuff. I just knew it was a long process and a pain in the ass, and a pain in the dick, as it were. And anyway, I ended up, when I finally decided to buy an appliance, when I finally had manually stretched the skin far enough to where I could actually employ a device, I went back to the TLC website, and I was looking around, and I'm just like, dude, cause you have to measure your dick, the width of the head and stuff like this, and trying to get an accurate measurement and trying to understand I don't know, maybe you read their website and you just go, oh, I get it, Jeff, you're a stupid ass or something. I don't know, maybe, who knows. But I just looked at it and I said, I don't know if this is what I want. And I looked around at a couple other websites, and I looked at one that I actually purchased was the Mantor, Mantor Restorer. Pardon me. I got an itch in my nose. And pardon me. It's itching like crazy. I know, that's pathetic. Sorry. Anyway, again, I couldn't really decide what do I need? I don't want to buy the wrong thing and then have to order something else. I ended up buying just the whole enchilada, the full package, which I'm going to show you here in just a second. Now, I will tell you about the way they tell you is they have a piece of paper. They have an image, several images printed out on a piece of paper. Well, for printing out. You print this out, and it's got like 6 or 7 diagrams on there with circles, and you get the 1 or 2 around the size that you think is right for you, and it's got a little line to where you fold the paper, and then you cut out the inside of the line on a couple of them, and then you open it, and on your flaccid dick, you slide it over the head there, and the one that it fits, that your dick easily passes through the hole, then they say that's your size. One word caveat, if you will, I would say get one size smaller than you think. Now, I haven't done that this is based upon my experience with what I got. I could be completely wrong, but I don't think so. I think, I don't know. This thing, I got the size that they said to get based upon their deal, and I feel like this is just slightly larger than it needs to be in it, which makes it more difficult to get it on. And at first I was kind of worried that it would stretch. I want the skin to stretch this way. I don't want it to get all big this way because I don't want to just have some big fold of skin there. But so far I found that that's not being a problem. So take what I just advised with a grain of salt, because I don't know anything. I'm just sharing my own experience. So with that said, let me show you what I got. So I got this deal right here. And the reason why I want to do this video is because I couldn't really find the information that I wanted, that I needed to make a decision on here. And I'd like to explain this and help you to understand what you're getting into. So I don't know if it's obvious here, but your dick fits in here. You pull the skin up as uniform as you can right around that line, that parting line. And it's, you have to kind of hold it up. So if you don't have much skin, or if you're like me and you're overweight, there's a whole lot of factors that come into play here. I mean, for all I know, if you're skinny as a toothpick, you probably have the same problems. I don't know. All right, so you pull the skin up and you try to get it as uniform as possible. And then you fold that down on top of the skin. And then this is not for tugging or anything like this. This simply holds the skin forward. Okay? That's all it does. And, honestly, when I got this thing, I was kind of like, well, but here's what I can tell you about this thing. This thing's comfortable as hell. I mean, you put this on and, yeah, you've got an appliance on and, blah, blah, blah. But it just kind of, at first you feel it and then it just like disappears from your senses. It's just there, and then it's comfortable. I mean, if I didn't have to pee, I could probably wear this thing all day long. And it bothered me a little bit, which I'll explain in a minute, but as a general rule, this thing is really comfortable, man. And it keeps your skin pulled forward so it gets it into that position and it holds it there. That's good. Okay? That said, this thing also comes with, this is the equivalent of the TLC packer, which means that it's got one of these little skins on here. Now this one's harder to put on because if you don't have, if you're starting out, you don't have a whole lot of skin to play with. So, and this does, just so you know, this thing comes apart. Okay, it disassembles. Put it back in. It's got a little threaded tip right there. And then this just screws back on. And please, if you're going to use these things, wash the damn thing. Don't just leave your dick juice on there and think that's going to be okay, because it's not. Okay, last thing you want to do is get an infection on your dick. Okay, so same principle. You put your dick, you fold the skin up here, and like I said, it's harder to do. Okay, because you have to stretch, the skin has to come farther forward because we have another component here. The same principle. You get your skin up there, you get it as uniform as you can. Pop that down on top. Now what I do is I reach in behind, because you can feel this under the skin. You reach back here, get a hold of it, and I just work my thumbs around and make sure we got a good solid grip, okay? And then here, this is threaded in here. Even though that's sliding in there, it's inside a threaded hole. And there's a little nub of thread. Where's the camera on this damn thing? Okay, you see that? That's a little threaded area. That screws into there. Okay, and then this can't move. So what you do is you put this on, and then once you're, what I do is I put it on, flip this little cover over, and then I do my thing like so, and just kind of make sure it's good and seated. Try not to have a fold of skin on the side where your scrotum is. Sometimes it's hard not to get a little skin fold there. If you get a skin fold, it's not wrong, but you don't get as good as a grip, and it can pop out, and it usually pops out on that side because there's a skin fold there, meaning like this. So try to make it as flat and just get the skin that you need, okay? Once that's on there, I let it sit for just a minute to really just kind of, it's like tape on the skin. You can put tape on, and then you can immediately start tugging on it, for whatever reason, and it'll hold. But if you let it sit for a short time, it kind of locks on. That's when you gotta, okay, okay. So same principle, but if you get a fairly uniform skin capture on this thing, you don't have to wait very long at all. Anyway, once it's on there, then you simply push down on this, and as you can imagine, that's pushing the head of your dick down, and it's stretching the skin that is captured in here and your head and the head. So that inner skin is what you're stretching. Yeah, it's going to pull a little bit on the outside, but you're getting more of a stretch on the skin that's on the inside of the fold. So, okay, now you can sit here and you can try to do the max, and what you'll do is you'll make it pop out. It'll pull the skin out of the little captured area. So here's what I've found. This is what works for me. And this doesn't seem like, I got one here, a rod on this one that's very long, and I have a rod over here that's even longer than that. So anyway, what I do is I push it down until it's got a fairly decent stretch, and I don't have a whole lot of skin, so it doesn't take a whole lot. But then I'll run this bad boy down right here, and since I know I'm only using a little bit, I don't have this thing screwed all the way up there. I lock it, and I'll let it sit there for 5 minutes or until it feels like it's kind of, you can feel it kind of relax because you got a basic stretch on it. And then after that, I'll grab it, come loose, run that up about a 1/2 inch, and then I'll go down and I'll put a little more stretch on it. And then I'll let it sit there. I'll do this in the morning, like when I'm meditating, or, my morning ritual. And then I'll wait a short time. And there's no sense in getting impatient, okay? You're wasting your time getting impatient, because if you go too fast, it's just you're gonna pull the skin out of here. Now, if you get that skin in there just right, you can put a hell of a tug on. It's kind of surprising how much of a tug you can get. And anyway, this morning was the first morning since I've had this thing that I went almost to the max on this one. And I can tell you, that's a pretty good stretch right there for somebody who doesn't have a whole lot of skin. So anyway, now this one was the same thing as that, except this one is the one, if you've been on the Mantor website, where you pull these out and you hook it down there, and you after you've got it all installed, and then that gives you some more stretch and all that other stuff. I still honestly don't see the point of all that bullshit, but anyway, This used to be one of those. I took this out because they're made to do that, because you can disassemble it. And then it comes with a couple of these. Here we go. It comes with two of these. This is a little ringlet, screws in. Well, you take that rod out, and then you can take, well, I could right here, excuse me, I set the wrong piece down. You can take this off of the rod like I showed you earlier, and then put this little link in from the bottom, snug it up, and then you can use this as a tugger, which I could do with the other one instead of this one. This is just the one that I pulled apart. Now with this, oh, here it is. I've got, this comes with, you buy the full enchilada. It's an elastic strap. It's got a, all right, how do we do it? Right there. Okay. Okay. I hook that on there. I put this on, I put this on my dick. And this is good just by itself. It accomplishes the same thing as this, okay? But you got it, this way you can hook it. I hook the cable on, and then I will take it up here and go around my neck, and then by adjusting it wherever, I can create more tension. And I can tell you that, again, if you don't get it on right, it'll pull off. Now, I use this one during the day, like at work and stuff like that. And I use this one when I get home from work. I'll take my shower, and I'll go and dry off really well, because any kind of moisture and it'll slip off, just let you know. So you got to dry it really good. Sometimes it's better to just take a shower, dry off, don't put any lotions down there, don't do anything. You can manually tug on your skin a little bit since you just got out of the shower. The skin's a little more elastic when you do that. But, oh, Chuck, you don't have a foreskin. Shut up. At least I don't think you do. Anyway. Stupid bird. Anyway. Just give it a short time. Or make sure it's good and dry. Put that on. And then give it just a minute. Like I said, give it a chance to kind of get a grip on there. Because this is how it works. You pull your skin up here, and this thing just kind of grabs on. And then when it pulls, it's actually pulling tighter, because it's pulling against, you're actually pulling against the inner cone. So it really kind of helps lock it on. But I put that thing on there, and I'll sit there all evening. I'll even wear it onto bed. Sometimes, some evenings, I'll just leave something off, give it a chance to relax. The skin a chance to relax. And like last night, I didn't wear one. I was like, you know what, dude, tonight's a good night to take a break. It's good. The only other thing I would really like to say is they have these little, the full enchilada comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see, I think I've got one on here. I think it comes with 7. Okay, there's it's a little silicone, or I assume it's silicone. It's kind of like a finger cut, like a little condom. And this is actually quite comfortable. These things are very flexible too, so just let you know. Put that in there, pull that over the top, and then you got to adjust it back down. And this creates kind of, they call it a AirPod or something. I don't know, it's stupid. Anyway, the way this works is it's just a little more cushion for your dick. And it makes it a little harder to get the whole damn appliance on, because now you're also fighting against that little air air pocket. So you'll just have to decide what works for you. Me, I don't, as a general rule, I don't use this little air pocket. Although I could, especially the more skin you get. So anyway, when you start off, when you order this thing, they're going to ask you which rod to size to get and stuff like that. Yeah, I hear you. And you're not going to know what size to get because I don't think there's a way to know. This is why I put the whole enchilada. But I can tell you this short one right here, the one that I've been using, is what? That rod maybe 3 inches long. And everything's in metric because you're ordering from Canada. So, 25¼ millimeters per inch. So basically a quarter. So 4 millimeters, or excuse me, 100 millimeters is just shy of an inch. Or no, excuse me. 20. I said that wrong. Okay, 25¼ millimeters is an inch. So 10 inches is 254 millimeters, obviously. So this would be 76.2 millimeters. Okay, just to give you an idea of what we're talking about here. Then this one, this thing I think that's what, 8 inches, something like that, 10 inches, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just give you an idea of what you're looking at here. Now, here's the real reason I wanted to do this video. Oh, last thing. Sorry, I forgot this before I tell you the last thing. Okay, these things are held together with these little elastic, stretchy band things. It comes with extras. There must be 20 of them here. I haven't had to change one yet because I've only had these things for 3 weeks. But I'm sure I will, and they have videos on their website that show you how to do stuff. Okay, this is something I forgot to mention. Okay, when you put this one on and you get it, you want to stretch it, and you're not getting a big stretch on the outside. You are getting a stretch, but most of the stretch is on the inside. Now, on the website, they tell you that, you're getting it on both. You're getting a little bit on the out. Most of it's on the inside stretch. This, after you put this on, before you do this number, you can take this little strap, open up, you little son of a bitch. All right, you wrap this around your dick, okay, to the appropriate size that works for you. Snap it, and yeah, it's going to be a pain in the ass to get it on there because you're playing with soft skin. Okay, unless you have a boner, and if you have a boner, you're not going to get that installed unless you already have a long foreskin. Anyway, you put this on, not tight, but so that you have a base there. That way, when this thing starts pushing down, now you'll have skin, so this isn't really accurate here, but the idea is that this is around the outside, this part's on the inside of the skin, and it hits that, and then you're going to get a stretch on both of them. Okay, so you're giving it a base because this is going to go up against your body, and then this will be just tight enough so that this can't pass through it. This and the skin that it's acting upon can't go through it, and then when you pull it, then it's really going to pull the skin. Okay, so that's more of an advanced level. Okay, now there's a couple of things real quickly. We're already at 25 minutes. There's a couple of things I want to address real quick, and you need to know this. If you read the websites, they will tell you if you have any discomfort, if there's any pain, blah, 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 that you're not doing it right and all that other stuff. Let me just call that a straight up bullshit. Okay? That is straight up bullshit. Okay? Now, yes, you should not be doing this to the point of creating pain. This is not about pain, okay? But you have to understand you're stretching the skin. Well, it doesn't matter if it's the skin of your dick or skin of something else. You're stretching skin. And when you stretch it, here, let's use this soiled napkin, okay? This is your skin. You start pulling it tight. Number one, if you pull it too tight, you get that. And I've done that by pulling too hard, okay? And it hurts, and it takes longer to heal up than you think. And you're going to get discouraged if you do that, because you get started pulling on your skin, you get a little bit of headway, and then all of a sudden you have to stop because it hurts. Dude, when you rip the skin on your dick, it hurts just to hold your dick to take a pee. So, and if you don't believe me, please rip the skin on your dick, and then you can get on here and write some lying comment and say, oh, it wasn't like that for me, Jeff. It didn't hurt at all. Bullshit. Bullshit. Okay? Here's the deal. When you're stretching, you're pulling on that skin. And see, anyway, probably not the best example, but anyway, you're pulling on that skin and you're traumatizing the skin. And you don't want to pull on it so hard that you actually rip the skin, but you are stretching it and it will sting. Now, I said I go to sleep. I put this on and I go to sleep. And you have to wear you have to have your dick out the pee hole, or you have to wear really loose underwear, or no underwear at all, okay? Because all that stuff hinders you, okay? But anyway, that skin starts stretching. And even this, just putting this on, as comfortable as this thing is to wear, it's still got the skin pulled forward in a unnatural manner because the skin isn't stretched far enough to just sit there loosely. And it will start stinging. And it won't sting all the way around. It'll, like, you got this thing on. Like me, this is my left side, and it will start stinging right about here. And at first I thought, wow, I wonder if it's a reaction to the material or something like that. But that's not what it is. What it is it's got it doesn't pull the skin uniformly all the way around. There's little areas where it's pulling a little bit more right here than it is this whole area, okay? And the skin will get agitated because it's being pulled on. Now, you can accomplish the same thing. You can grab your scrotum, some skin on your scrotum, and you can grab another part and you can start pulling it, and you'll feel it kind of relax and kind of stretch. But then it's like, that's all you're getting, dude. That's it. That's all you're getting. And then it starts stinging, okay? And you can sit there, and I've done it. I've tried all kinds of shit, just trying to stretch that skin, and it's like, it stings. And I wake up in the middle of the night. Usually it only takes a couple of hours, and I'll wake up, and I mean, it's like, I wouldn't say it's on fire, but it's kind of like if something was on your skin, and it was just like that, right there, you would feel this stinging burn after a little while, because it hurts. You're traumatizing the skin. So I've yet to make it through the night with this thing the entire night. I can't make it the entire night with this on. In fact, if I'm walking around working, if I didn't have to pee, I would probably make it most of the day with this on. But I have to pee, and it's got a pee hole, okay? It's got one, but it doesn't work very well. If you can get yours to work right, go ahead, but it just doesn't work very well. I think to use that, you'd need a catheter. So anyway, we're already over 30 minutes. I'd just like to say that these guys took their damn sweet time about sending this. I swear to God, it was like 2 weeks before they shipped it, and then they sent it. I mean, I think Media Mail would have got here faster. Seriously. And I mean, they're drop shipping this out of California, I think is where it came from. No. Anyway, they're drop shipping it out of California. They say that they're manufacturing it when you order it, and it's like, why? What's that all about? So, I don't know. I don't know how all that shit works, but don't think you're going to get it next week, because you're not. Because I'm telling you, it took 2 weeks for them to actually ship the damn thing. And then when they shipped it, when they said they shipped it, it was like, now, here's what you need to expect. You know, we'll get around to send it to you. We get through fucking around, okay? It's really, if you read what they say, they're kind of like, well, we'll get it sent pretty soon. You know, you just have to read between the lines. That kind of irritated me. So, and then they sent it through DHL, and I swear to God, they must have sent. They must have some kind of snail speed that they, you know, it's like, well, dude, if you really don't want to pay a whole lot to ship this, you do this one, but we'll deliver it when we feel like it. So I'm just giving you a heads up. Was it worth the wait? Yeah, I think it was. I'm happy with my product, and I haven't had to get a hold of the, you know, tech support or anything like that. So I don't know what that's like, but just be aware, okay? And let me tell you something, last thing before I close. If you don't have enough skin on your dick to pull it forward enough to, you know, like me when I was circumcised, I think the doctor must have been trying to go for the gold medal on how much skin he could remove, and there'd still be a dick left when he was through, okay? Because, I mean, anyway, son of a bitch. But I've tried the T-taping and all of the crap all that, okay? I just grab my skin, I'd do this, and I'd pull it, and I'd sit there. In fact, I'd grab a hold of it, set my forearms on my knees, and then I'd sit back, and I'd get a pull. It took me a little bit of doing this, and that right there made my skin, it irritated it, pulling on it like that, okay? But anyway, you've got to have a little bit of skin, or this won't do you any good, okay? Just because you can push your dick in, if you don't, doesn't mean you can get one of these to work for you, because, you know, if the skin is shaped like this, you try to put that on there, it doesn't have the grab. So you have to have a little bit of a cone there in order for this thing to grab onto and actually do something. So, but there's nothing wrong with getting it. If you're sure you're going to keep going and you're not going to, you know, make this a situation, it's good to get it ahead of time. And maybe that's your motivation. Now, I paid $263 for this, you know, master kit. And do I think it was worth it? Again, yeah. I mean, I don't want it to cost that much anymore than anybody else does, but I got it, and it's doing the trick for me, and I don't have to go, oh, I should have ordered one of these, and oh, damn, I need a couple more of those, and shit like that, or I should have got this other rod. I just ordered the whole damn thing. And you still have to tell them what rods you want. You know, I told them short, a little bit longer, a little bit longer, a little bit longer, until I ran out of the rod options. So, other than that, the last thing I'll say is that the idea of this is that you get a sustained stretch. Now, it's one thing, like me, for several years, I'd get out of the shower and I'd dry off and I'd sit on the edge of my bed and I'd grab the skin and I'd pull on it for a minute, and then I'd be like, this is never gonna work. And this isn't gonna, you know, it's like I'm not getting anywhere and stuff like that. And then I'd have little spurts of effort for a month where I just, no, damn it, I'm doing this, and I just diligently do it until I started doing it in the morning when I get up, and I do it at night after my shower, and then I bought my appliance, and I finally got myself to the point where I could use an appliance. So I know I've said that a couple of times. Anyway, is this the best appliance? I don't know. I think it's better than the TLC Tugger, or the TLC system, only in the sense that this one's all self-contained. You know, I bought this piece of crap off of eBay for, I don't know, $30 or some shit like that. You know, and of course they talk it up like it's some kind of great masterpiece of ingenuity, and it's like, I'd like to go find this person and bitch slap them for making such a piece of crap and selling it. Asshole. Anyway, these are comfortable, okay? These are doable. So with that, I'm just going to close out and say, so far, this is my experience. I'm glad I bought it. I should add one more thing. See, if I could know how to use these damn video editing software. I don't know if we can see it here. It's not so dark anymore, but anyway, I scratched myself here. I'm going to figure out how to get this on. I'll make a separate video and I'll come back and put a link in for this. But I work as a mechanic on big trucks, and a wrench slipped one day under the truck when I was working under the truck, and my hand went across the end of a suspension bolt, and it scratched it, and it was bleeding because I broke the skin, and it broke the blood vein that runs right on the hand there. And long story short, this thing turned into a bubble. I mean, I did all the stuff I'm supposed to do: cleaning, covering, bandage, compression, all this other shit. And it just started bubbling up because the skin closed, but the vein was bleeding inside. And it made this bubble. And I mean, this thing was standing up this tall. And then I started covering it, which folded it over. And then it looked like some kind of worm growing out of my hand, like a thick one. So anyway, that's what inspired me. I'm like, you know, if that can do that without splitting the skin, I can stretch this. So look for the video. Look and see if there's a link down there. Anyway, thank you. Please come visit us on the web at wickedoil.com. There is no better oil. I don't care what anybody tells you, including those people that are just burning their mouths because they're sick of hearing about Amsoil. I get it, man. But try it, dude. Amsoil it's the bomb, man. You cannot do better. Their additive package is the best. Their base stock is pure 100% synthetic lubrication. If you have any ear for mechanical stuff, you'll put it in and you'll hear the difference. It'll make the engine run cooler when you're pulling a load. It's all inclusive. It's wonderful. Okay, I run it in everything. I run it in my F-250 with the diesel. I've got it in all the gearboxes. I've got it in my wife's car. I've got it in my mowers. I've got it in my weed eater. I've got the boss using it at work on our trucks. Dude, just trust me on this. You cannot go wrong with Amsoil. Have a wonderful day. Wickedoil.com. Thank you. Bye.